Leo, it's Christina. This is Shine Your Light Oracle. We are doing a mini reading for your sign, whether Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you're cross-watching for Leo. This is a timeless message, however, likely charged actually with a beautiful downtime before the new moon in Taurus, which is happening more than a week from the time that I'm recording this. Ooh, Page of Wands for you. If you wish to book a personal reading with me, please DM me here. Email me at shineyourlightoracle@gmail.com or visit my website, shineyourlightoracle.com. And whenever you encounter this reading, I should say, it has been placed on your path at that time for a reason. So I saw the Page of Wands, but also the Page of Pentacles for you, not to mention the World card. To start. Yeah. And I was feeling that a bit with your cousin Aries reading, that it's a kind of like downtime before a new beginning, a new cycle begins, because the World in this deck, oh yeah, here's the new beginning. The World card in this deck is this like old man who's resting, because yeah, he's had a long full life. But he has this opportunity to rest and rejuvenate in a sense, restore, before he begins the new, and it'll be very active. And I also saw the Fool card, come to think of it, like that old man who in a sense is you, is having this opportunity to rest. It's like this long nap before you come back, you spring back as the Fool with a 0, which is the card, the 0 in this deck, the 0 before the 1, so to speak, which is this Ace of Wands. But it still looks like there's something that's continued, in the new beginning. 6, the Lover's card. And it's interesting how, in ways that I wasn't getting with your cousin Aries, there's a kind of like tripping over my words a little bit for you. And yeah, it's almost like a quote unquote fight or struggle to talk. And that's why that old man on the World card is like, yeah, don't bother. Even for you, like, don't bother trying to explain anything or communicate anything. It's not the time. Yes, Mercury is stationed direct, but even Mercury can move forward quietly. In fact, they're still generating some new ideas. You. Or this is what Mercury is doing within you. Possibly that I heard sleeping giant, who's you, on the World card, is sleeping perchance to dream. In the words of Shakespeare. That when you wake up, those dreams inspired new ideas. And that could quite literally signify your dreams. But it could also just be the metaphor of this long, extended nap. Continuing, I hope that resonates so far. Please, what else, please? For Leo, please. And I don't know if I said this yet, but if you wish to book a personal reading with me, please DM me here. Email me at shineyourlightoracle@gmail.com or visit my website, shineyourlightoracle.com. So even if it feels like you might be hogtied by the universe, you're actually free. And there's something about like that old sleeping giant on the World card who's like, yeah, I'm actually also free to rest. I'm assuming agency and my divine right and power to rest at this time. And that's actually freeing. Yeah, their Lover's card and the Gemini energy is here again. And we have the Emperor and the Tower. And I have to say, I did see the Tower for you before I turned on the camera. And we have 3 majors and this 4 of Wands. And kind of like the sleeping giant on the World card, you're kind of this Emperor who is sitting still and is free to do so. It's your prerogative to do so. In fact, it's very self-empowered to do so. That is a divine choice that the Emperor is free to make. Yeah, I'm free to go out and be active. Even be like talkative as I rule and guide. But he's sitting still. And that's a divine choice. And speaking of divine choice, I must say I also see a divine choice in terms of a partner. Could be a Gemini or someone with Gemini and strong placements in a chart, but not necessarily so. And we have Aries energy here with the Emperor, but I also have Scorpio with the Tower. So in the meantime, in this downtime, this Emperor is watching a tower collapse. And that's the prerogative of this Emperor. And it seems as though it is the divine choice, which seems to be contrary to the way the world works or the way others would behave. Rather than running to rescue this tower or keep it from falling, there's a kind of recognition and surrender to divine order, because this is divine intervention. Tower card. In fact, I'm not going to fight the universe by keeping this tower upright, scrambling around, rallying the troops to hold up the walls of this building. But I'm going to allow for it to come down. In fact, he's actually observing you, not gender specific, or observing this sort of like dismantling of something big, small, somewhere in between. And watch what happens. Watch what the universe does. And that will be when you step in. When this is all sufficiently dismantled is when this Emperor, you, will step in. That's the divine choice at this time, to act or not act. And the choice is to, in a sense, not act and observe. And this is in perfect alignment. And this is your divine right and prerogative to do so. Yes, you have agency. But you also have you have also the wherewithal to surrender and allow. That's the divine choice of this Emperor at this time. Amazing. Please, what else, please? For Leo, please. It could also be in terms of a relationship of some kind, not necessarily romantic. And watching how it plays out. And in a sense, suspending judgment, withholding decision until you see how it all plays out. Thank you. Flying right out. We have the Hierophant, another major. And we have a lot of masculine energy for you. But this would also be Taurus energy, that new moon in Taurus that we're approaching. And this Five of Wands. And yeah, the challenge is to act, even stress. To choose between acting and stressing or being chill. And this is wiser, even more spiritual. And we have the two fives with the Five of the Hierophant and this Five of Wands. And it is signifying a change. And this Emperor, who's very powerful, is not going to try to abrupt the change that the universe is bringing about. But wisely surrendering and allowing. Kind of like the sleeping giant on the World card, eyes closed and even allowing. It's not comfortable to watch this dismantling. But this is the alternative, would be rallying and freaking out. The sky is falling. Let's all keep the sky from falling. But I see the futility in this if you were to attempt this. Continuing. Please, what else, please? Besides this tower is in perfect alignment with your own divine destiny, not to mention the divine destiny of others around you. even if they don't like it. Seven of Wands, interesting. Seven of Wands and the Knight of Wands, both of which, and the Ten of Swords, all three of which have come out for your cousin Aries at this time. And yeah, you're going to protect your peace. You're not going to stress about it. And I love that we have 7, 1, 7, the 10 adding down to a 1, and the 7 here and a 7 here. 717, work in progress, manifesting miracles, allowing for the universe to do its work. The universe is moving mountains in a way the Emperor recognizes. Yeah, I can't move mountains, but I'm empowered to allow the universe to do it. In fact, that is part of my infinite wisdom. So on one hand, protecting your peace, that you don't stress. And that's all the universe is asking you to control at this time, your mind. Besides, it's also providing an opportunity to reevaluate those ideas. They seem to be outdated, or you'll recognize that in this time. Those are outdated, outmoded ideas. And this Knight of Wands, yeah, it looks like, oh, wow, interesting. The Page of Swords also showed up for your cousin Aries. But it looked as though this knight is looking at this like kerfuffle and is leaving it. Yeah, while everyone's running around like a chicken with its head cut off, I'm going to protect my peace by like going in the other direction or taking space. And there's like, you might even be like laden with some guilt, or others might like guilt trip you. How could you leave? How could you do nothing in this time? Because you as this Hierophant, even Hierophant / Page of Swords, is like, we don't know everything yet. We don't know all there is to know. And so it's not the time to act. The universe is not yet done its work here of moving that mountain or dismantling this old structure. At the bottom of the deck for you, my dear Leo, thank you for watching today. 2 of Wands, yeah. There's the little world. And there's this pause before taking action. But yeah, this is before you enter a gateway into the new. This is this wise emperor. You. Thank you for watching. I send you lots of love. Bye for now.